A lot of people ask me how much does it actually cost to live in New Zealand, more specifically Auckland. So in today's video, I'm breaking down the actual cost of living in Auckland: rent, groceries, power, transport, phone, medical, literally everything that you would normally spend in a month. No clickbait, no dramatic numbers, just honest, realistic expenses. And before you skip ahead, I'm also sharing 3 different cost scenarios at the end: a normal lifestyle, a budget-friendly setup, and a setup without car ownership. So make sure you stick around till the end. It will really help you plan better and know what fits your situation. Now, just to clarify, this video isn't only for people from India. The cost of living remains more or less the same for anyone moving to New Zealand. So towards the end, I'll total everything up and also give you a quick currency comparison. So no matter which country you're watching from, you'll have a clear picture of how much does it translate into your own currency. The expenses I'll share today are for 2 adults or a couple living together in Auckland CBD mainly, or a closer suburb to the city center. This is an average comfortable lifestyle, not extreme budgeting and not luxury either. So if you're a student or flatting with friends, your lifestyle and expenses will look completely different, more like an extreme budget version, and I'll make a separate video just for that, but feel free to watch this one if you're still curious. So let's start with the biggest expense: rent. For 2 adults, if you're renting a 1-bedroom or 1 study, or sometimes a 2-bedroom apartment or a unit in or around the Auckland CBD, which is the city center, you're looking around $550 to $600 per week. Remember, in New Zealand, rent is paid weekly, so you'll need to multiply that by 4.33 approximately, and that gives you a monthly budget, to be precise. That's roughly 2,300 New Zealand dollars to $2,600 per month. You'll also need to pay a bond, that's 4 weeks of rent, upfront as a security deposit. You get it back when you move out if everything is fine. Now, if you have a car and live near the city center, that is expensive. Parking is a separate cost, which is approximately $60 to $80 per week. We will use an average of around $325 per month. Move out to the suburbs and you might find free off-street parking, but that really depends on the area. Next up is groceries. So weekly groceries for 2 adults come to around $150 per week, so about $650 a month. Then you've got cleaning and home utilities, supplies like detergent, toilet rolls, all at around $80 a month. If you include more meat or fish in your diet, throw in another $50 fortnight. That's approximately about $100 a month. So altogether, groceries plus essentials come to roughly $730 to $830 monthly. If you shop smart, some things from Asian grocery stores and others from bigger supermarkets like Pack and Save and Countdown, you can manage your cost better. So see what suits your routine and budget the best. Now let's move to utilities. Power bills usually sit around $100 to $130 a month for 2 working adults with an average usage. Some providers even offer free power hours when electricity is free, like Contact Energy has got free power between 9 to 12 midnight. So if you plan your laundry or dishwasher run smartly, you can save quite a bit. And if your apartment's hot water runs on electricity and individual boilers which are inside the unit, your power bill might be slightly higher, but won't get separate hot water bills. Now when it comes to water, it's a bit confusing. Some apartments include cold water in rent and only bill you for hot water, while others bill you for both separately. On average, hot water bills can be around $100 to $140 per month, depending on how much you use. In today's calculation, I'm not using cold water bills. You can factor approximately $50 if you want monthly, and Wi-Fi is pretty standard, about $80 to $100 a month, and basic phone plans start from $20 a month and enough for text calls and a bit of data. If you need more, family or unlimited plans can go up to around $80 a month. Now let's talk about transport. And if you're thinking of getting a car, this part's important. If you're not driving daily, maybe just use your car for groceries and weekend errands. Fuel could be approximately as low as $50 every 3 to 4 weeks. But if you're commuting to work every day, that will definitely go up. Then there's the other stuff. Car insurance, roughly $50 to $70 per fortnight, depending on the car and the plan you choose. Rego, which is the basically your annual vehicle registration, costs between $253 to $322 a year, and WOF, which is the warrant of fitness check, is approximately $75 annually. Add that to your yearly service cost, which again depends on your car type. I know this sounds like a lot, but don't worry, I'll actually do a separate video just for breaking down the car ownership cost, all related expenses and how to save on them. Now, eating out can be expensive here. An average restaurant meal in a normal dining place, nothing fancy, for two will cost you around $80 to $100, and casual takeaways would be about $40 to $50 per meal. Entertainment, trips, vacation, and dining out are completely personal, and since everyone's habits are different, I won't include all this in the main cost total, but you can adjust based on your lifestyle. Think of it as a personal choice expense. Medical or unexpected expenses is what definitely some people forget to plan for. So if you don't have health insurance, a regular GP visit costs around $60 to $80 per visit if you're registered with a funded clinic. But if you're a student, you need to use your student medical insurance. For that, I'll make another video soon explaining how to register with a GP and how that works for different visa type. Now, the cheapest gym membership starts around $7 per week, while premium gyms can go up to $30 per week, and Netflix basic plan starts at $18 per month, and of course that's separate from all other subscriptions you might have. Now, if you're wondering where I am in the city center. This is the viaduct, that's the harbor in Auckland. Let me know if you guys want a city walking tour, and I'll make that one for you just to show you the city center. One-time setup cost. So if you're moving into an unfurnished place, you will have additional one-time setup costs like furniture, appliances, and household items. Most CBD apartments come semi-furnished, so usually with a fridge, washing machine, cooktop, and oven, but sometimes not the bed or the couch. Always check what's included before signing your rental agreement. Since these are one-time cost, I'm not including them in the monthly total. But if you'd like one, I can make a separate video on how to set up your household affordably in New Zealand and where to shop smartly for good deals. Let me know in comments. So when you add everything up, for two adults living comfortably in Auckland, either in or close to the CBD, you're looking around 4,410 New Zealand dollars a month. That's assuming you're walking to work and have average car usage with ownership cost included. Now, if you skip things like the gym, Netflix, dining out, or takeaways, that number drops to around $4,125 a month. That's your average comfortable lifestyle without any extras. And now if you don't own a car and instead use public transport daily to commute to the CBD from a nearby suburb, you'll be sitting at roughly $4,230 a month. Since Auckland's transport costs can add up quickly for two working adults, again, this is just to give you a clear, realistic idea of what living here actually costs. Now you can play around with the figures on the screen, adjust them based on your situation and your lifestyle. And for a quick reference in your own currency, just multiply these numbers by your local exchange rate. For example, if you're watching from India, multiply by around 50 to get the amount in Indian rupees. And if you're watching from US, UK, or anywhere else in the world, just Google 1 New Zealand dollar to your local currency and then multiply it by the numbers I've just shared. That will give you exact conversion. Also, just a small tip, if you don't need a separate study or work from home setup and you're fine living in a studio or a compact one-bedroom unit, you can actually save around $80 to $100 a week on rent, which is roughly $320 to $400 a month, which can cover your power bills, Wi-Fi, or even half your grocery bills every month. So that's the realistic cost of living in Auckland for 2025, not from a brochure, but from real everyday experience. these numbers are here to help you plan better. Everyone's lifestyle is different. Maybe you cook more, maybe you drive less. So treat this as a guide, not a rule book. If you learned something new, and let me know what part of these costs surprised you the most about living in New Zealand. And feel free to comment if you want me to cover other scenarios or specific questions about the cost of living. Now don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with someone who's planning to come to New Zealand. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.